My screen is visible, right?
Not yet.
Okay, sorry.
Yeah, now we see it.
Thank you. Thank you, sir. So yeah, this slides covers the very basic details related to the open data day projects and the potential queries that we curate that we really wanted to like disseminate in the community, so that this slides tends to cover all those queries in advance, so that if there is like a further kinds of queries related to it, it can slowly be discussed later. So yeah, talking about the Open Data Day project, as you all might already know, it's an annual celebration of open data all around the world, where groups and communities gather to reach out new peoples and build a new solution using open data. So this has been like, I think this is the 14th celebration of Open Data Day. And also it's a very good opportunity to like show the benefits of open data and encourage the adoption of open data policy by government, business, and civil society. So this days has been the landmark in the cases of like various countries, where lots of momentum has been like created from this day. So I'm based in Nepal, and I can very briefly share that Open Data Day 2013 was the landmark where the open data momentum really started here in Nepal. So I think the Open Data Day plays a very vital roles in the open data momentum in very different countries all around the world. And the activities and the outputs that has been like generated from the open data project are usually open and for everyone to like use and reuse things. Um and as you all might know, open data is a very bottom-up initiative driven by the communities, and Open Knowledge Foundation has been helping facilitate Open Data Day for past 7 years by coordinations, by providing admin supports, by providing the help with the mini and small grant schema kinds of stuff. More into facilitation roles. Talking about the 2023 Open Data Day celebration, I believe you already see that we have like added S in the open data days because moving onwards from 2023, taking the suggestions of the community members, uh, 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 the Open Data Day has been like converted as an week-long celebrations. So because we really wanted to like increase the representatives from different cultures around the world, and focusing on the one particular day wasn't really flexible for a lot of communities around the world, because it's usually holidays and some sorts of celebrations ongoing in that particular day. So from 2023, it's going to be a week-long celebration, and for this year, March 4th to 10 has been like the chosen for that particular date. Uh, and another changes that happened for 2023 is this single thematic focus. So previously driven by the mini grant schema, there used to be focus on around like 5-6 thematic areas. But as the discussion progressed, to achieve this greater impact from the events that happened, the ODD will focus on a single thematic area. And for 2023, open data to AI has been like chosen as a thematic area. But as you see, this is the very bottom up initiative, and organizers are always free to like host the events according to their own thematic priorities and interests. Because open data to AI might not be the feasible thematic area for some different communities, different organizers, and different countries. So they're always free to like choose their own thematic priorities and interests. But yeah, to achieve the impacts that the Open Data Day events will make, the small grants that the foundation is helping manage will focus more on that particular thematic areas, uh, so that the events that has been like supported by the grants uh, makes a broader impact. Okay, my slides thing. So jumping a bit more details into the thematic focus, I think with 2023 theme open data to AI, we really aim to seek that open data, how open data is playing and critical roles in artificial intelligence, machine learning, and other emerging technologies. So we have some open-ended questions for organizers to explore, to see how the path of open data to AI looks like, how AI has been like used to tackle the world pressing issues, and also look into how AI has been like playing very critical roles in different subcategories, how AI has been like used to tackle the climate change, budget transparency, ownership, open mapping kinds of stuff. So we really want organizers to look into how the AI has been like can be connected with other subcategories of subcategories things. Talking about small grants program, so like the small grants are the funds that individuals and organizations can use to cover the expenses of organizing events. So it's a very small funds that will help cover the basic logistic related to events. And for 2023 criteria, so I think from last year this has been like a big change. So one is only registered organization can apply for the grant to host an in-person event. So events cannot be online, and the individuals or individual person cannot apply for the grant. So it needs to be a registered organization of that particular country. And the event supported by the mini grant should take place on the open data days, which is 4th to 10th of the March. And the supported events must be registered on the open data website, which is very straightforward thing. And also to be eligible for the small grants, the thematic focus of that particular event must be open data to AI, and the funds definitely cannot use to support the government event. So if there is a government uh, uh, involvement in that, like for example, it should not be more political, it should be like more community driven things. Uh, uh, Talking about the more about the small grant program, I think the, as you all might see from the announcement in the posts, Google groups, Twitters, from the Open Knowledge Foundations and from Open Data Day groups website, the application is already open. The deadline is 26, so we only have this weekend left to prepare and apply for the small grant application. So by 26th of February, the application will be closed. The more details related to the small grants program can be found on the foundation blog, and the application form is also there. It is also linked in the open data Day website. So if you are like planning to apply, please feel free to like go through the details and check it. The another like footnote about the grant is the usually the grant payment is transferred after the successful organization of the event. So usually it's a very much case by case basis thing. So if the organizer need grant in advance, uh, they need to like contact the foundations with the justification thing. But usually the grant is transferred to the successful applicants or the grantee once the event is organized, and they submit a very draft blog post covering the highlights of the events thing. And like the successful applicants of the small grants will be like notified by 20th of February. So the within the one day of like one working day, the foundation team and jury will work in the selection of the grants. There will like until now there will be like 20 small grants that will be given out. And for the selections, I think the team of three jury will be working on the selection. One is Renata, who is the CEO of Open Knowledge Foundation. One is Carol, who is the partnership lead, who is looking into the different partnership aspect. And since the small grant will be focused on open data to AI, we have an AI developer, Sasi, who will look into the will also work onto the selection team of the grant. So if you really wanted to like know more details about the selection team, you can also check the foundation's websites to look into their expertise things and the bio kinds of stuff. Regarding the communications, so as you might have already seen, to make the best utilize, like we really wanted to organizer and the community to like make base utilization of the 2023 press kit too. So on the press kit, you'll find general instructions, the event asset, the social media board, and the press release. So so that press release can be further utilized in promoting the open data in your local communities and in through your organization. So you can find that press kit on this Google link. We can paste that on the Zoom chat too if you really wanted to look into it. The important thing is since open data has some sort of branding thing, so we really want organizer to like use that branding. So please make sure that you make the best utilization of the press release, even as kinds of stuff. And talking about how to organize and successful events, I think we all have some level of expertise in organizing it. But yeah, we from the Open Knowledge Foundation have also compiled a very short blog recently, which was published yesterday, which highlights how to host our own successful ODD event in a country by making the best utilization of resources, because usually the events are very the hectic process to organize. The logistic things, the resource management things is very difficult, but just to highlight how it can be done by using the available resources. So if you really wanted to like learn more and read how it can be done in the best possible way, you can check out that blog link too and go through it. And last but not the least, I really wanted like open this floor for further discussion and questions. If you are like already started planning for the open data event, so we already have 66 registrations on the event registered on the open data website. So if you're planning for open data day website is done, please feel free to register your ODD event on the website. So with that being said, I'll love to like stop my presentations and open this floor for everyone for the questions, for the discussion, for opinions, for thoughts. So yeah, thank you everyone. Do we have like the questions, the opinions?
Yes, I do have. Thank you, Dai, for your wonderful insights. And we are from Nepal, and we were thinking of conducting workshops, boot camps, and so on. We just saw about your event recently, so we don't have much time as the deadline is approaching. We were thinking of collaborating the. Can we conduct the workshops in a collaborative manner with other clubs?
Yes, or like I think the answer is very straightforward. Since it's a community driven event, we highly encourage everyone to like build partnership around within the countries, or if possible within the region, if possible with the beyond worldwide. So please feel free to like start reaching out to the new partnership within the country. So there is no restriction, so it's a very bottom up initiative. So. And thank you, Anish, for the question, and thank you, Anish, for joining. So it's always good to see someone in Nepal joining the forum. So
Yeah, I was very surprised to know that you're from Nepal. Can we host this event on multiple schools, or does this have to be limited on a particular school only?
no, there is no the guide of doing this thing. So it's always as I mentioned, the organizer feel free like always free to choose their own event modality. So it can be workshop, it can be organized for the multiple days, it can be organized in multiple places depending upon the amount of resources that you have, the amount of partnership that you are able to build on. So
Okay.
no restriction around it, how it can be done. So basically from the foundation, what we really wanted to like encourage is build further partnership and grow the open data momentum within the country, within the country. So we are here to support, not here to like bind you by asking you to do some specific things. So.
And regarding the talk shows, can we propose a proposal and decide who will take on later on?
Sorry, can you repeat it?
Like, can we propose a proposal about talk shows and decide those who will those guests later on?
Yes, for sure. I think all those details doesn't need to be finalized in advance. So if you are like planning to apply for the small grants, I think for the small grants, I think there is a very limited amount of information that you need to submit. You just need to highlight how it will be interlinked with the 2023 thematic priorities, which is open data to AI, and of the basic modality of the events. It's going to be talk, so is it going to be workshop, and how you will be connected with the participants of open data day events later after the events is completed, kinds of stuff, just so that we get a tentative idea of like how the momentum will be built after the events too. But regarding the very nitty-gritty details related to who will be speaking and how the schedule might will look like, it doesn't need to have be finalized for the small grants thing. But it's always good to like finalize those details in very advance. As you can see that from the how to organize event guide blog that we put out, because that events that clarity on how things will go will help you find more participants within the country, so that the people who find your event through Open Data Day websites can decide on whether to join your event or not. So I think there is a very interesting discussion going on the Zoom chat, but although I can, that might be a Spanish thing. Maybe Sarah, you can like help.
Yeah, maybe I can just, but I may ask Carol also to come to me. I have like quite good passive Spanish, but not very good active Spanish. So I think one of the question is there a minimum number or maximum number for participants? And the answer is no. And there's one that I don't really understand from Saul. So you want to select a time for participation in Open Data Day. You can pick the time, but I'm not sure that this is your question.
Yes, I think that it's important to flag that Open Data Day is like a global event, but it's really meaningful locally. So you can choose the time that is best for your place, for the people you are willing to have to host. And this is a great networking experience also. So it's important that you talk to the community, to talk to the people that you want to invite to your Open Data Day events, and find out what's the best time for them, actually, not for us.
Exactly. Maybe, I mean, the only important thing is that it's done in the time frame of Open Data Day. So that is happening in the days that are Open Data Days, but for the rest, you're free to choose.
Puedo repetir eso en español también para que todos entiendan. El horario, lo que tienes que elegir, el mejor horario es lo que sea mejor para su comunidad, o sea, para las personas que vengan a su evento, que sean importantes para localmente. No hay que elegir un horario para estar en el website o globalmente, porque la idea es que todos nos conectemos durante una semana, pero que cada uno puede elegir el mejor horario dentro de su ciudad, de su comunidad, de su realidad para hacer su propio evento.
Thank you.
Just to answer another question from Omaira, which is in the chat. So for the impact that we wish for, are we considering also small scale event, for example, small communities of activists? Indeed, we don't have, I mean, as I said before, there's no minimum number of people that can participate. So I think if it's a small community of activists, we're all with it. So yes.
Yeah. also like adding up into, I think the dates thing. I think this is the question that we very like receive a lot in the Twitter, in the groups, and through personal emails to uh, the confusion related to, like, is it going to be, does it need to be a week-long celebration, or is it going to be a day celebration or the hour celebration? I think maybe we tried our best to like make that very clear while announcing the dates. But I think there is always ways to improve regarding how we communicate this stuff. But yeah, it doesn't has to be a week-long celebration. I think like planning a week-long events is going to be very, very tedious and very much resource consuming. So uh, as Sarah mentioned in the chat also, it can be an hour-long celebration, it can be the days-long celebrations, but we highly encourage everyone to like fit into that particular weekday that has been like chosen as an open data days thing. So which is 4th of the March and to 10th, uh, because that will be like that will be like more like an open data day week. So it doesn't has to be a week-long celebration. That's I really wanted to like highlight once again. So because I personally don't really want like organizer to plan for the week-long thing, because that's going to be very tedious. So yeah. Uh,
Well,
this event,
it's not forbidden. People can do a whole day, a whole week event if they want, a date-a-thon or something like that. But yeah, the range is thought for people to choose the best day locally.
There's another couple of questions in the chat. So one from Thomas, who was asking, can one apply for small grants even if they are not yet on the Open Data Day website? You can, but I think you will need to be registered by the application deadline, which is the 26th of February, but I'll ask Nikesh to confirm. And then, is there any strict format for the proposal? Anish is asking.
So but regarding the small grants and the website thing, so it can go both way. So you can register at the Open Data Day website once, for example, you are not sure about the organizing event, but if you receive any small grants, then you will organize the event. So if you are in that phases, you can like apply for the small grants, and if you receive the small grants, you can then register your events accordingly. But like if you have like resources that is already available, and you are already planning to move ahead with organizing your events, you can always register that in advance, so that other participants from your countries, from your communities can decide upon whether to join you guys during the event day or not. So uh, uh, and another question related to the format thing, I think for the small grant. So if you look into the small grant application, I think that's very much straightforward and one of the easiest small grant application that you'll ever see. There is no strict there is like, as I mentioned, so there are like couple of sections. So, and you can always like, if you go into the announcement blog, there is an PDF documents that you can like download, which will have the where you can see the questions in advance. So you don't have to like go to the Google Forms directly. You can first look into that PDF, go through what types of questions that has been like asked in the small grants, and prepare your applications in advance, and later only submit it. So just to reiterate that there is sections about the personal information, and there is a sections which will just ask about the events details that has been like plans, and where there is like there is a general questions regarding the participant number of participants rates, how you will like communicate with the like participants of the events after the events, and the small details about the event modality. And you need to like just to the and the grants applications, you need to like upload the basic budget breakdown. It doesn't has to be strict one, and that's all I'll say. So it's a very straightforward and easy grant applications. And regarding another questions from Honest related like how to contact me personally. So I'm very active on social media too. So I'm very active on Twitter. So if you are not comfortable in emailing me, via through emails. You can always contact me through Twitters, and I can share my numbers if you are based in Nepal, so that if you prefer direct phone calls, I'll be more than happy to support in every possible ways.
Maybe I already answered this question from Thomas in the chat, but I just wanted to repeat it for everyone. So he was asking if targeting university students, particularly who have not interacted with AI, was possible. And the answer is yes. As long as the focus is AI, then you can choose your own audience. And I also wanted to remind everyone that this focus on AI is just for the small grants. Of course, if you just wish to do an activity for Open Data Day, it can be related to any data aspect.
And I want to encourage people to include audiences that have not interacted with AI before, because this is a great opportunity for people to get in contact and know more about what's going on. This is a topic that's very popular at the moment, and we are willing to know what people are thinking around the world about this.
Other questions?
Yes, allow me to ask audibly.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So there is the issue of when you're applying, you're supposed to be part of an institution. I am part of an institution, but it's a very big institution, which means even if I'm to apply, the person who will know is just the person who's heading my department. Then I'm curious, is it something that there will be some requirement for the institution to chip in before I apply? For the small grants, that is.
I think thank you Thomas for the question. I think this is one of the important questions, I think, and we forget to answer that in the presentation too. So the requirement of institutions is because we after if you are selected for the small grants, we need to make the payment transfer, and doing that for the individual basis will be very difficult one. So we really wanted to make sure that the payments are done in the institution rather than for the individuals. So that's the reason why we have the requirement of institutions there. But it doesn't really have to be the big one. But as you say, the institution that you are affiliated are big, and the administrative process might be very difficult for you to manage kinds of stuff. But you can always collaborate with the civil society, the non-profits that are that are active in your local countries, on your countries, and apply through them. So it's not that strict requirement, I will say. It's just a requirement because there is some administrative hurdles that will come later if you are selected for the small grant. So
yeah, and in that, I would say that we strongly encourage partnerships with organizations from civic society. So if you don't have to apply through the company you work to or through the organization you are attached to, you can find other partnerships and apply through that. As just Nikesh explained, it's a matter of bureaucracy, and for us to pay the small grants, we need to be there's a need of being an organization that is registered in your country.
I have a question. Yeah, I am interested. Absolutely, congratulations for the organization this year. And I would like to ask if there is a web place, to see the organization interested to organize a joint event, for example, a hybrid event. For my position, for example, I am a consultant of an association of municipality. Our interest is not to the budget available, but to organize an event, to dialogue with the citizen, and to activate new approach, participatory approach. So if you host a particular page to see who those are interested in it. Thank you.
Let me see if I understand. You're looking for partnerships for hosting an event. So people that would be interested in hosting an event.
For example, yes. For example, I live in Italy, but I am in a cooperation activity in Colombia, in Barranquilla, and we can organize together a meeting to introduce open data in horticulture sector, for example. No? Next year, we can do this concretely, but organizing a free event to prepare this activity for the next year. I repeat, this is not the interest to receive the prize, because the prize for us is organized and to stay together. I don't know if, for example, in this community there are other people in Colombia that is interested in the similar activity, for example, or in other country, in Nepal or another country, but with the similar interest to horticulture, for example.
Okay, so how to connect with others that are interested in the same topic and that maybe could host an hybrid multi-country event?
Yes.
I don't know if that happened before. Sarah and Nikesh can answer that better. I don't know if that's that happened before.
Yeah, thank you, Carol. I think I can try answering it, but I think there is no straightforward questions. Straightforward answer related to it. So I think this is also one of the suggestions that the Open Data Day communities gave us while we are like consulting about how to refresh or sustain Open Data Day projects regarding the increasing the collaborations between the organization, between the individuals that has been like working on the open data spheres. And we from the foundation really look forward to like enhance these Open Data Day websites, which will definitely act as an hub later on with the impact of Open Data Day has made and the events that has been organized. So one of the possible ways, and I think this used to happen very frequently in the past, but currently it has decreased. One is making the best utilization of the Open Data Day Google group. So I think there is almost we are able to reach the thousands number of members on the group, and the community that are part of the group are very active, very used to be very active things. So so if you are looking for the collaborators, if you are looking for the partners to organize the joint events or the regional events thing, so it's always good to like open these questions in that Google group more openly, so that other will start reaching out to it. So also recently at Open Knowledge Foundations, using the open knowledge networks, we have like started the global directory and the project repository, where you can find the list of experts from different countries, and there is also a specific website for the projects that has been like going around it. So it's always good to explore that repository and the directory and like start reaching out to them. And another key interesting idea is so on the Open Data Day website, you will find that source event bar. Once you click it, it will list a lot of like the events that has been like registered for the 2023 celebrations. So if you are like interested in like, okay, I find these events very interesting and I really wanted to like collaborate with that particular organizer, you can like go to their websites. You'll find basic details about that events there, and you can like start reaching out to them. So it's a matter of reaching out. So you can always choose the right platform to do it. So it can be Google group, it can be Open Data Day website, it can be the network thing. So Sarah, is there anything you like to add?
No, I think you covered it all, Nikesh. Thanks very much. And I just wanted to say to Giorgio also, like this session is also done to get like feedback from all of you of what could be useful. So I mean, maybe that's something that we can also like think for next year, is to have a kind of like repository where all people interested in having collaboration for Open Data Day could sort of like get in touch. So thanks for that.
Thank you very much.
I would like to add something about the project repository. That's not a place only to find others, but also to talk about your project so people can find you. So that's the perfect networking place.
Bani, do you want to ask a question?
Yes, it's not really a question, but let me start by apology. I came late. I wanted to attend the meeting on time because Lekki Development Foundation, we are planning an activities here in Nigeria to observe the ODD Day in Nigeria. That is being the March of on the 4th of March. Despite the general election in Nigeria, we want to observe the environment and make our. It's not going to be a rally based on the election issue in the country right away, but it's going to be an indoor training. So strategically, I was looking at application of AN, alternative intelligence, in solving or in addressing climate crisis in Nigeria. Because in Nigeria particularly, I myself, I came from Ogoni community. Ogoni community is in Niger Delta. If you are be following Nigerian news, you understand with me that Niger Delta is the house of fossil fuel, of the fossil fuel industry in Nigeria. And when we speak about Nigeria, Nigeria is about 86% depending on fossil fuel. And this 86% is within the region where I came from. I came from the birthplace of Ken Saro-Wiwa. Some of you must have known about Ken Saro-Wiwa. And you know what he died for. He died as an environmental activist. Not only that, but the devastated environment in the region. The constant occurring of oil spill in the region. The daily activities of gas flaring in the region. These are the issues that be ravaging, be common to the people, and it become a normal thing in the region. So nobody see an oil spill as if a new thing have happened. They don't see gas flaring as if, what is this? Nobody question it again. It has become a way of life living, a way of people living. So, but I'm happy for this technologies, machine learning or alternative intelligence. How can we do? What are the applications? How can we collaborate? How can we strategize together? How can we mobilize together? How can we use this application in solving our own problem? So I'm so excited to be here, like I just say. And immediately after the meeting, I'm going to send our own application. I'm not even applied for the mini grant, but I'm going to develop our application and apply as soon as possible. Not only that, but I want to use this opportunity. This is my family. This platform is my family. I'm already in collaboration with all of you. So I call it, I belong to this group. So as a result, we Lekki Development Foundation with other local organizations in the grassroots level, and with support from Extension Rebellion UK, that is SRO UK, we are coming together like a movement and champion Niger Delta Climate Change Conference. So I know we always did our own occasion at ODD Day, but I'm officially inviting our member here to be strategic partner of the Niger Delta Climate Change Conference here in Nigeria. It's coming off by June 20th to June 23rd of this year. So by God's grace, I have your email. If I have your email, I can send to you the concept note of what we are planning. And we just need your collaboration. One thing I believe in is building movement, building collaboration, building partnership, building a collaboration that from the grassroots level, amplifying the voice of the grassroots to ensure that we unite our voice together in demanding for climate justice. Basically, in Nigeria, the issue we are suffering from is climate change. Of recent, you are all aware of the global, of the national flooding that happened in Nigeria. It took about 630 souls were reported deaths because of the flooding. About 2 million population of Nigeria were displaced. No more school. There was no more school within that period. All the schools were stopped. The flooding affected almost all the sectors. And our government, the politicians, they're keeping silent. And that is why we mobilize our group, we mobilize the grassroots people, that this coming election, it is time we have to elect for climate justice. It is time we have to vote for climate. We told our people they have to vote for candidates that have sensitive to environmental, that we have environmental sensitive. These are the people we are voting in. And we are monitoring the election to ensure that we vote in people who are climate leaders, who have that consciousness to protect the planet, to protect the environment. And as a matter of fact, I am seeking your support. I am seeking your collaboration. I am seeking your advice. I am seeking whatever we can do together to ensure we contribute our voice.
Mbani, can I interrupt you 1 second?
The ODD group.
I just wanted to say,
yeah, beautiful. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks very much for your contribution. And we really, we really understand what's going on in Nigeria. It must be like very, very hard. What I would encourage you to do is we have a local group in Nigeria, actually. I don't know if you know Oluseun Onigbinde. He's very active in Nigeria. He's part of the network, so maybe he could be the right person to reach out to if you want to cooperate and organize stuff with him. He's especially doing stuff like monitoring elections in this moment, and I know that he has done a lot of projects regarding climate things. So I would encourage you to reach out to him, or if you want, you can reach out to me also directly, so we can see like how we can fit this inside the Open Knowledge Network. But I just wanted to interrupt you here because I want to give also space for other people who might want to ask questions about Open Data Day, and then of course we can keep on doing this conversation maybe in a separate space. Thanks anyhow.
Okay, thank you very much. Yeah, thank you very much. But I think as you have your email, I'm going to send some document to you and the concept note to you, so as you have your email. Then for the ODD Day in Nigeria, we are observing it on the on the women's cycle. The women's cycle were proposed, in ODD Day, we are looking at 4th to 10th of March. 4th to 10th. So the women's cycle, we are making a proposal that we should make it on the 8th, being the International Women's Day. That at the same time, we can use the ODD Day to observe the International Women's Day. So
that's a great idea.
We are like, yeah. So, but all this plan is about, I told them I need to get to this meeting today and get more detail and more understanding. Then immediately after the meeting, maybe by this night or tomorrow, I will send my little concept note, the proposal, just to have the small mini grant, the $500. But I'm in support of the women group, the women's cycle in our network, that we should observe it on the 8th, being the International Women's Day. And it sounds so, it sounds so great. So I think I will dance with them for that.
Great. Bani, I will send you my email address, and I will send you also the form where you can actually send your proposal. Thanks very much.
Thank you.
I'll send it down in the chat.
So like,
do we have other questions? Sorry, Nikesh, go ahead.
No, I was just reiterating that the Leka Development Foundation was the winner of last year Small Grant Schema 2, so they know how things work. And thank you for highlighting that. You already have our contact details. Feel free to send your concept notes for the climate idea for the conference too, and we'll look into ways to support you by through our coordinations, through our network too. So yeah, thank you for that. Is there any further questions that is specific related to the Open Data Day projects? Since we are coming top of the hour, so if there is anything that that is like still pending or unanswered. So if there is no further questions, I believe I think a lot of things has been already covered. We'll share these recordings, and also like as Sarah mentions, we'll recompile all the other links for the grants, for the registrations kinds of stuff, and send it over to everyone who joined us for today. Sarah, Carol, is there any final thoughts that we really wanted to like shared with the team?
Yeah, I'd just like to say that you can also follow us on Twitter and follow the hashtag for Open Data Day. There's lots of great things coming out from there, and you can also have ideas and try to replicate locally.
Great, thank you. Sarah, is there anything?
Just thanks everyone for joining today and for asking your questions. If you have any doubts, I pasted in the chat somewhere all the information that you may need about the press kit, a link to the blog that Nikesh was mentioning, a link to the Open Data Day website, and we'll make sure to send you all also a recap email with all these links so you have them. I mean, we still have 8 minutes if anyone here wants to ask a final question. So it's now or never, basically. But otherwise, we can let you go. Maybe just Carol, what's the hashtag for Open Data Day so I can put it in the chat? Just Open Data Day?
I'm writing it down.
Okay.
The press kit has all these details, so you can always follow that press kit.
Yeah, and I shared again the link to the press kit in case. You will get it all by email as well. Well, I think that's it.
So I think everyone wants to leave on early today. So yeah, thank you everyone once again for joining the webinar. So I think it has been a fun discussions, and I think we really need to organize once the event is done. I think we need to organize another sessions where we can like discuss the ideas around how we can like improve and sustain this open data project and make sure that the impacts that the open data day events becomes rightly highlighted and get the right amount of visibility that it like actually demands. So we'll definitely look forward to organize these discussions once we are done with the open data days events in March. So with that being said, so from the foundation so I would like to thank everyone once again. So have a good weekend, and good, take care of yourselves. So bye everyone.
Bye all, thanks.
Bye.